Morning everyone, thanks for tuning in to this morning's video. It's Monday at Gas Service Goal, which means only one thing, it's Europe Day. Every Monday at Gas Service we have a look at the weather for the coming week across the continent, and today is no exception. Same we do it every week, we won't actually be doing it next week because it's Bank Holiday Monday where I am, and I'm going away for a few days next week, so I won't do any video updates from Monday to Friday next week. That will include the European outlook as well, so it'll be back in a couple of weeks. Before I get on with that though, just very quick to say about the ads. There's links to articles and all pages at Gazzo's. Go and have browser widgets. So the articles, so please click through your head, go for read the article, and thanks very much for doing that. So let's get on with it, and this is the situation right now across Europe. It's a very unsettled scene up in the northwest, so through France, Low Countries, western parts of Germany, into the UK and Ireland. We've got these areas of low pressure bringing lots of unsettled weather. To the north and the east, so we've got a lot of high pressure. That's pulling up some hot air into the east out of the Mediterranean. The upper air temperatures show this up quite nicely. You can see the extent of the heat through Scandinavia, going down into eastern parts of Germany, through Poland, over towards Ukraine, then going further south than that in towards the Balkans, down into Greece, some parts of southern and eastern Germany as well, and then it stretches through the Mediterranean, that heat, until we come further northwards, where it's a much cooler scene across France, across the UK and Ireland, and even into the Low Countries and parts of Denmark as well. So, we've got quite a lot of rain up in the northwest today. Heavy rain coming out of northern France into England and Wales in particular, but the whole of the UK and Ireland is sort of showery. That extends through northern France into the Low Countries. Thunderstorms through western parts of Germany particularly, and going down in towards the Alps. Some showers of thunderstorms possible for Denmark and the southern parts of Scandinavia as well. Further east of that though, and northeast of that, lots and lots of dry weather through northern, northeastern parts of Europe, coming down into the east of Europe. Really from Germany eastwards, it's a dry scene that extends down to Greece. I mean, it's mainly dry through the Med, although some thunderstorms possible around the mountainous areas of Italy, and also perhaps a shower across Corsica and Sardinia. But otherwise, a lot of dry weather through the Med today. Convective potential today shows got a risk of thunderstorms, particularly through Germany, and they extend back in towards the Low Countries and northern parts of France. Very little of this convective potential will be realised through the Mediterranean. In the east of Europe, nothing really going on because it's mostly dry. The heat is in the east, that's where the warmth is, so temperatures widely up to around 29, 30, 31, possibly 32 degrees for eastern parts of Europe today, whereas in the west and the northwest it's a much cooler scene. So France, for instance, at 21 or 22. London is just going to be at 16 or 17 degrees with pouring rain. Very disappointing temperatures there. Moving through into the middle part of the week, and low pressure remains in control across the northwest of Europe. Otherwise, high pressure continues to dominate in the east. As we go through to the last stages of the week, this high pressure will become even more influential. The upper air temperatures show most of Europe is going to be very warm through middle part of the week. Cooler for the UK and Ireland and into parts of Norway, but otherwise temperatures probably coming out above average, and very hot indeed through central parts of Spain into southern France again, so getting warmer through France through the middle part of the week, and that warmth then extends eastwards into many central parts of Europe. The precipitation shows going to have some heavy rain coming through the UK and Ireland again, that going in towards parts of Norway, down into Denmark, through Belgium, Holland, into northern France. Same areas where it's been all summer really. That's where the most unsettled conditions will be through the course of the middle part of the week. East of that, lots and lots of dry weather. There could be some showers breaking out around the Baltic states, the Baltic Sea, and one or two of those could be a bit thundery, but otherwise loads of dry weather really across many parts of Europe through the middle part of the week. Temperatures lifting up again for France, so going back up to sort of 31, 32, 33 degrees, around the 90 Fahrenheit mark. Once again through France, and a very hot scene through Spain and Portugal. That extends through the Med and then really warm through most central parts of Europe as well. It's only in the far northwest and north that it is a little bit cooler, with temperatures down into the low 20s or the upper teens Celsius. Into the end of the week, and the high pressure is strengthening through central parts of Europe, pushing up ever hotter air to many central parts of Europe. I'll show you upper air temperatures in a moment, but the heat really building through many parts of Europe again at the end of the week, whereas it's still cooler and settled in the northwest. Ireland, UK is cooler, parts of Denmark too, and it's turning more unsettled with these areas of low pressure breaking through into Scandinavia as well, turning cooler and more unsettled there. You can see it on the upper air temperatures that the temperatures are dropping across parts of Norway, Sweden and Finland at the end of the week, and it just remains cool for the UK and Ireland, and for Denmark it turns cooler as well as the Low Countries. Now, out of those areas, the heat is building through the end of the week, so turning intensely hot again for many central parts of Spain at the end of the week, and that heat does extend into most southern, central and southeastern parts of Europe as well. Lots of dry weather away from the northwest. We've got showers or longer spells of rain breaking through widely across Scandinavia, so it is turning more unsettled there at the end of the week. That could be the start of the Scandinavian autumn and winter season, of course, getting late into the year now. Bit showery over the UK and Ireland as well. A little bit of showery weather for northern parts of France and low country, but it is a bit drier there. Otherwise, though, the whole of Europe, as you can see, is mainly dry from Portugal out in the west, right through to Greece and up in towards southern parts of Russia at the end of the week. There's the temperature, so really hot air extending from Spain and Portugal again through much of France away from the north, going into Germany, extending into Poland, and going up into western parts of Russia. Very hot scene through many places. Southern parts of France could be close to 35 or 36 degrees again at the end of the week. And you can't really see it, but central Spain could be above 38 once more, above 100 Fahrenheit. But you notice it's cooler for the UK and Ireland. We're in those yellow curves, as we are for the northern parts of France, the Low Countries, Denmark, and it can't really make it out, but it is turning significantly cooler over Scandinavia as well. Finally, a very quick sneak peek at next weekend, and this is causing a lot of uncertainty within the model output now. It's a very hot CMO for many parts of Europe, but that heat, as it pushes northwards, may trigger more areas of low pressure in the northwest, so around the United Kingdom, around northern France, around the Low Countries, possibly northern and western Germany and Denmark. We could get some sort of a thundery low pressure developing next weekend, but it is an uncertain one. It's a big temperature contrast with significantly cooler air into Scandinavia and also pushing into the north of Scotland as well. Shades of autumn beginning to arrive up there, whereas summer, and it's been a very hot summer, clings on through many parts of Europe. Again, a 20 Celsius isotherm is in across much of France, into southern Germany, into parts of southern Poland as well at the end of the week and into next weekend. It's almost universally dry away from the northwest. Ireland looks very wet, as does parts of the UK. Some sort of thundery low could be developing here, maybe bringing some storms to parts of France and the Low Countries, maybe Denmark and western Germany as well. But I think generally a lot of dry and very hot weather really is the story for next weekend. Much cooler with showers though up across Scandinavia. And that cooler showery weather is starting to penetrate its way through into western Russia as well. This could well be the start of the autumn for many northern parts of Europe. And the temperatures next weekend looking really hot, so France is back up close to 100 Fahrenheit in the south of France anyway. That hot air extending through the Low Countries into Germany, into Poland as well. Anywhere south of that is going to be really hot with temperatures into the mid to upper 30s Celsius. But look how cool it is for Scotland, just 10 degrees there for central and eastern parts of Scotland. It's probably a bit over the top, but it is going to be cooler up in the north and the west of Europe. But that contrast between the cool weather for the very far north of Europe and Scandinavia and all this heat across much of Europe could trigger some intense thunderstorms on quite a thundery area of low pressure. So, well, it remains as it has been all summer, really. It's cooler and more changeable in the very far northwest. Otherwise, lots of hot weather coming up again through this week. The heat, in fact, will intensify, I think, as we get through towards next weekend. And loads of dry weather as well. Away, as I say, from the northwest. Will turn cooler and more showery, though, for Scandinavia and western parts of Russia. This could be the start of the Nordic winter, or autumn or winter anyway, beginning to set in. That's it for now. I'm away next week, so European Outlook will return 2 weeks today. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.